Can you talk about Dusty Rhodes trying to hold you guys up for more money? And on Dusty Rhodes, what's your relationship with him today?
What do you mean, hold us up for more money?
Apparently he was going to go to TNA to book. And he left for more money. He said he wanted more money, then he left. And
Oh, that was when we first got started.
Oh, when we first got started?
Yeah, and he just priced himself above our means. But then later, he lowered his price, and when we hired him, and I've always liked Dusty.
Good relationship with him?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Dixie Carter made me fire him. But, so I don't know if Dusty PO'd at me or not.
Eventually, when you see like the legends get together, it seems that time heals everything, and
yeah, you know
it's
what?
easy to remember the good times and the bad
Dusty
times.
is a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
And he probably knows that here we're in that meeting with Jeff and Dixie Carter and one of the board members from Panda. And suddenly I'm the top dog that has to fire him.
Yeah. And plus it worked out better for him too. Because now he's got a job up there.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it, but how have things been different if Russo was never born into TNA?
Well, I mean, I think it'd been a whole lot better.
Would you still be there?
I think he would, no.
No?
I think he would have been a, well, you know, I say no. I said that too quick. Because,
It'd be less stressful.
as you go down the road of life, you take a turn here and then you go here and you take a turn here. And how do you know if you'd have made one different turn, how it would affect the rest of the
Something
journey?
else could have happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I just know that Russo added to my stress greatly. Dixie Carter added to my stress. Bob Carter added to my stress. Jeff added the most to my stress.
Being a wrestling father, were you shocked when Brian Lawler shot on his dad?
No, that was a work.
No, he's said in like interviews, like he's bashed Jerry.
Oh, you're not talking about the TNA deal?
Well, you can talk about that too, but I'm talking about, I mean, I know that was an angle, but I'm saying he shot his dad on interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Remember, I don't, I've been away from the business.
Yeah. You talked about your book. Do you find your book therapeutic to write? Do you feel like
my journal is therapeutic. You know, I had hundreds of people, many more than bought the book, say, how do you start a wrestling company? How hard was it to get started?
Right.
And so a publisher from Canada got in touch with me and said, we'd like for you to write a book about your life.
Is that ECW Press, the company?
No.
Oh, no. What's the name of the publisher?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's not important anyway.
If I think about it in a minute, they were Canada.
No.
But anyway, I said, well, maybe let me think about it. Jimmy Hart put them on to me. And anyway, I was talking to my wife about it, and she said, the research would be easy for the book. You got your journal to rely on. I said, holy cow, I got every event. So I went to my computer and I pulled up the first year we started, what was 2002? And I started reading it, and everything was in there. And of course, a lot of it I wanted to edit. And then I said, no, you know, then it becomes fiction. I need to publish it as is. So I just deleted the stuff that was related to my construction company. Because, you know, that would confuse the people. I go to this wrestling meeting and I turn around and I meet with this banker about the construction loan, and you know what I mean?
You don't want to throw off people reading it.
Well,
plus most wrestling fans are not going to read about it anyway.
No, they don't. It isn't interesting to them, and it made the story confusing. Hell, when I went back to read it myself, it confused me.
Okay.
So when I deleted it, it was and then I wrestled back and forth with changing. Like, you know, there was some stuff I wrote, I guess therapeutic, very personal between me and Jeff. Because, you know, we had troubles from the day one over philosophies and over Vince Russo. And, I mean, you know, it was stressful from the day I started.
Right. Will you be paying Kurt Angle the rumored $500,000 a year he's getting if you still own TNA?
No.
No.
And nothing against Kurt at all. I just, unless they are making a whole lot more money than I think they are, like by a factor of 10, then the answer is no.
Right. Can TNA ever compete with the WWE? Or is it just always going to be looked at as like a glorified indie?
Well, I'd have to qualify to answer. I don't think they can under the current management.
Right. Do you think it helps that WWE is associated with Vince, where TNA really has no figurehead that's TNA?
No, it helps because WWE is run by Vince. See, remember, Vince is about as old school as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from a traditional wrestling background. He is a third-generation promoter.
Mm-hmm.
His grandfather promoted at the Garden.
He promoted boxing, I think, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, he knows this business. Now, I don't know how you criticize him. I don't like it that he, you know, made it more entertainment than wrestling. But look at how successful he is.
He's doing well.
But I also know that if he hadn't have done that, UFC couldn't have been born.
Yeah, well, it was, probably, right?
Well, the people wanted to see real.
Yeah.
As opposed to so much theater.
How long before UFC becomes entertainment too? The way they're pushing the reality show, and I don't know if you watch it.
Probably 50 to 75 years. Oh yeah, I love it. I buy all their pay-per-views.
Do you see you watch Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah.
That whole Jason Taylor thing. That seemed like so much entertainment. You know, guy breaking wind stuff. And
yeah, well, what they're trying to do is make it draw more money, and that's what happened in the wrestling business. And I'm a guilty party. You know, we said, well, if a little dab draws me $30,000 in members, I can give them a little dab plus a little more and draw 40.
Right. You're doing this kind of shoot interview today, which exposes the business a little bit.
Do you think it does? No, I'm serious.
I think it does.
Do you really?
They tell all those stories about baby faces and heels hanging out. And
well, but
the business.
I mean, that's like telling somebody that Obama is black.
Yeah, well, it's different. This leads to my question: does the lack of kayfabe today surprise or bother you?
It is. You know, it is what it is.
Were you pissed when Vince went to New Jersey?
Oh yeah.
Said we're fake.
Yeah, I hated it.
And, but do you understand why he had to do it?
No, I don't think he had to do it.
You don't think he had to do it?
No. He chose to. It was a strategic plan.
What was the strategy?
And it paid off for him.
What do you think the strategy was?
Well, that the boxing and wrestling commissions control the business. And he said, I'll fix your ass.
And got around to it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on wrestling newsletters today?
I don't know. They don't affect my life anymore.
You don't read them anymore, do you?
I don't read them.
Have you ever read them?
Oh, yeah. I used to read Keller every morning.
Are you surprised that it affects the way people make their decisions in wrestling?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. That's why I read him every morning.